Boruto chapter 54 is just a day away, but the spoilers don't seem to have dropped yet, and a lot of people on Twitter seem to be scrambling to check for any kind of spoilers. So, this is going to be a really exciting chapter for a lot of people because all of us are going to be reading it fresh. Even the people who love to read spoilers early on, you're going to be reading with us. So, this is going to be exciting for all of us. All of us are going to go in unspoiled. So, a lot of predictions, a lot of theories are open for discussion still. Now, this chapter is very, very exciting because the cliffhanger that we were left with in the previous chapter. I already made a video predicting all the possibilities that we can see with Momoshiki, all the possibilities we can see with Sasuke's Rinnegan. All of that was I put it into one long video. In this video, I'm going to try to see if there's a possibility for Naruto and Sasuke to survive. Are they going to die? What is going to go down with them? Like, how is things going to fold out with them? Now, before I dive into Naruto and Sasuke's situation, I need to clarify that Ishiki does have another option. When I was thinking about Ishiki's situation, Ishiki does have his karma placed on Kawaki in the future. In the time skip, we see Kawaki's karma, and it's exactly the same as the one Ishiki gave him. So sooner or later, Kawaki does get the karma somehow, and it is Ishiki's karma. Unless there's another Otsutsuki who has the karma just like the same design of karma as Ishiki. A lot of people think it could be Kaguya, and it's a very interesting idea. Maybe they unseal Kaguya, defeat her, and get the karma. But unfortunately, Kaguya's situation is a little bit different. Ever since she fused with the tree, she is immortal. She can only be sealed. That has been established a couple of times. Only the Sage of Six Paths and his brother could only seal her. Naruto and Sasuke could only seal her. So that has been established that she's immortal, but even if you could defeat her, getting the karma back in the same pattern as Ishiki is going to be a little bit of a confusing idea. Another possibility is that Amado gave it to him, as we discussed. That is also possible because Amado was working with him this whole time to create artificial karma. So he could have the technology to do that again. Another possibility, as I said, it could be Code. Code already has a karma on him, probably, and he revives on Code. They have a confrontation again, yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff. It's a lengthy process. Another possibility, that this is one I just thought of right now, is the first time Ishiki gave Jigen his karma, he shrunk down. He wasn't prepared to give karma. Karma needs preparation. You have to have enough chakra to do that. So he wasn't prepared. He wasn't ready for it. So he had to live as a parasite in Jigen's head, inside his brain, and slowly he gave Jigen the karma. So it is possible that he's doing the exact same thing now. We saw Ishiki crumble. We saw him having his internal monologue. He was disappointed, he was angry, he was frustrated, and he died. But at the same time, it is possible that in the last minute he shrunk down in size and then he went into his year. He did the whole parasite situation again. Honestly, this is not a really interesting way to go about it, but it could be an end to a means, like a means to an end or whatever. So to get him the karma, they could pull something like this, but it is not a good way to go because it's so repetitive, and a lot of fans would be upset. So this concludes my discussion with Ishiki, because honestly I can't think of any other way other than Ishiki coming back on all of these scenarios for Kawaki to get that karma back. Now, moving into Naruto and Sasuke's situation, we saw in the time skip that Naruto is not there, and apparently he's been killed. That's how we're supposed to assume it, because they were very vague about it. You should be, if you look at the way the dialogues were said, how Kawaki said it, he said, "I'm going to send you to the same place I sent the 7th, or the Hokage." So it implies that Naruto is dead. We took it as if Naruto is dead. So usually authors have these play of words where we assume something and it ends up something else. So in this situation, I don't think Naruto is dead, because in this chapter we saw Naruto is on a time limit. He's already put on a timer. His life is going to run out pretty soon. He was punching Ishiki. Both of them were taking on each other's lives, and a few days of life he shaved off of Ishiki, and Ishiki was left with like 5 minutes in the end. So effectively Naruto has shaved off a lot of his own life as well. So he's on a timer. He's probably got a day to live, probably a month to live, something like that is going to happen, and he's going to die pretty soon. And Kawaki is extremely fascinated with Naruto. He looks at Naruto as an icon, he looks at Naruto as an idol, so he doesn't want Naruto to die. He even says to Ishiki that a world without Naruto, without Lord Seventh, is worthless to him. So he's going to go to any extreme to get Naruto to live. So here's what I would think. They would make an agreement. Ishiki, he would ask Amado to heal, probably make Naruto recover, and Amado would say it's not possible, but there is an option. What they could do is that he could get his karma back. If Kawaki gets his karma back, he could save Naruto. And how he could save Naruto is because Jigen or Ishiki's dimension, the dimension that they're unique to, and the place where Ishiki fought with Naruto and Sasuke and sealed them, that space, that time space, is very special and unique because time is frozen in that dimension. So basically nothing expires, so everything stays still, time does not move. So if you store a piece of beverage or food or anything like that, it will never spoil. Time is frozen. So he could send Naruto, who's on the verge of death, he could send him to that dimension till he finds a cure, till he finds a way to save Naruto. And that way Naruto will stay alive. He's the time will freeze for him, so he will not age, or his time will not expire because he's on a time limit. And if you connect this dot to that dot, it kind of makes sense. They made a dimension where time freezes and the time does not flow, but at the same time they made Naruto on a time limit. So if you put these two together, it works perfectly well. And for Kawaki to do that makes a lot of sense. And this could be a reason why he voluntarily wants karma. He wants to save Naruto. We've seen constantly the whole build up with Naruto and Kawaki's relationship was because he's a student of Naruto right now, but at the same time he looks at Naruto as almost like a father figure, the very first person he's attached to. So he would go through any extremes to save Naruto. He even went to give himself up to Jigen to save Naruto. So I would expect him to willingly take the karma to save Naruto. So this is one of the theories that I can think of for Naruto. As for Sasuke, I don't think he's going to die necessarily anytime soon because there is a possibility that he could die during the time skip because we don't see him anywhere near Boruto's fight. He does have to train Boruto a little bit more. We could see him for a while, but a lot of people do think Sasuke would be the first one to die. I haven't seen a reason for him to die yet, other than for plot, like maybe because he wants to get his rehabilitation, like he wants to redeem himself completely, he wants to atone for his sins in the past, and then he sacrifices himself or something like that. I don't think anything else is going to come out because Sasuke technically hasn't done too much yet, enough to warrant his death. And his death is really not going to accomplish too much right now because the only one who cares about his death is Naruto, and then probably his family and Boruto a little bit. But a lot of people are throwing out the theories that Boruto could go rogue. He's the one who's going to be the villain. He's going to turn evil, and Sasuke's death could be the fuel for him. I honestly don't see any connections there. I don't honestly see Sasuke dying. That's what I'm trying to get at because I don't see any death flags on him yet. I mean, the Rinnegan probably getting destroyed is a big deal, and Sasuke's usefulness has probably reduced if indeed the Rinnegan is gone. But at the same time, Sasuke is the genius of the plan. He's the one who puts things together. I don't see him dying yet. But then again, I have been proven wrong before, so maybe we'll see more in chapter 54. And the last thing I want to get at is that Kishimoto Sensei, when the whole Boruto series started, he was very clear that he's okay with the main characters dying, the old cast dying. He was okay with Naruto and Sasuke being killed off, and he wanted a fresh start. So that was the reason they were going on and on about Naruto and Sasuke's death. A lot of people were afraid of it. But as we move on into the Boruto series hasn't actually made too much of sales. At least in the manga department, they haven't shattered any ceilings yet. And I would think, at least for the sake of the future fans, at least for the sake of the older audience who are in it because of Naruto and Sasuke, honestly, including me, a lot of people are invested into Boruto series because they want to see their old heroes. They want to see Naruto, Sasuke, Shikamaru, all of these people that they grew up with. We grew up with him. I'm part of that generation. So it's because of them that I'm still stuck with Boruto. I like Boruto. I'm enjoying Boruto. I'm enjoying the new generation. But a main reason I stick to it is because of this. For example, when Baryon mode was revealed, the whole community was on fire because everyone loved it. It was a shining moment for Naruto. But at the same time, when something happens for Boruto, it's not that big of a spark. It's not that trending. So I would expect them to keep Naruto and Sasuke around for a few more years at the very least, till Boruto picks up. Like Boruto is on the verge of picking up in popularity because the anime is really, really close to getting into the Kara arc. We're almost close to Ao, and it's going to get really interesting from on now on when Ishiki and Kashin Koji, all of these people are introduced. It's going to be a huge success. I can already see it happening. But till then, at least for a year or so, we don't have to worry about Naruto and Sasuke dying. I don't think in chapter 54 there's going to be any major casualties. I know that a lot of people are expecting something major to happen in chapter 54 because it's not leaked yet. Honestly, I don't think there is going to be a death. It could be something else, but I don't think there's a death anywhere nearby. I don't think Naruto's going to die. I think he is going to be kept in the new dimension. He's going to be kept for life. They're going to try to find a cure for him, something like that. Another possibility is also about Ishiki's karma. Kawaki could also make a deal with Ishiki. There's a lot of theories running around that Kawaki could make a deal with Ishiki to fight Boruto. Like, for example, Boruto right now is a big threat to these guys. Naruto, Sasuke are not capable of fighting, and the only one able to fight right now is, of course, Kawaki. So Kawaki is powerless without the karma, so he could willingly give himself up to Ishiki. Whatever his spirit is left over, he could make a deal with Ishiki's spirit and he could take in the karma to fight Boroshiki. So that's also a possibility. We'll have to see how chapter 54 goes. We're only one day away, so we'll find out if any of our predictions came true, and we'll do a discussion video on that chapter as soon as it's released. Thank you for watching this video. It is a long one, but it's really interesting to see how many directions this thing can go and how creative the writers are. So I want to continue to make more and more theory videos as I get more ideas. I hope you'll get invested into this. If you have any comments, please comment below. I will look into it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another one. Bye.